Hello and welcome to PlayStation Grenade. It's time once again to go over the latest free-to-play titles you may have missed over the last few months. This series has been running for 3 years now, so should you not see a game you want to play on this list, be sure to check out one of the others to hopefully uncover a hidden gem or revisit a game which has evolved since the last time you played. This list is dedicated to the PS4, but many of the titles here are available on other platforms, so hopefully something for everyone. I'm going to tell you the bad aspects of each game as well as the great things, okay? So please throw me a like to stop me from becoming a sellout. Let's do this. Let's start with the latest free-to-play game added to the store, Hyperscape. Yet another first-person battle royale game. So what does this one do that other ones do not? Here are a few things which are impressive. The first is the way weapons upgrade, using a fusion system in which we are able to pick up the same weapon multiple times. Each time this adapts the weapon's functionality, the mag size, the range, the impact, and finally on the last fusion, the damage numbers grow. This is a unique twist as in most VR games we ignore floor loot after finding our desired weapons. Hyperscape keeps us on the prowl for longer. The next area of note is the traversal system in Hyperscape. It's essentially a futuristic parkour system in which buildings can be scaled and fall damage is missing. We all have double jumps to bring verticality to the game. And the third point of note is the abilities we acquire in-game, known as hacks. They could be something like building a wall or getting inside a ball. We can become invisible for a few seconds or invulnerable for a few seconds, and there's many more too. After playing the game, one thing I believe you should know, which is a frustration, is the time to eliminate someone. It's ridiculously long. All the weapons just don't feel strong. It's unbelievably easy to run away from a fight and parkour somewhere different. Games began to feel like hide-and-seek missions, which sucked the fun out of it for me. The game is receiving regular updates, so hopefully the weapons will feel more balanced soon and less like water pistols, and a little bit more deadly. Hyperscape released yesterday if you're watching the day I release this video. If you've tried it, please let me know your thoughts. Right now, I had hoped to talk to you about Rogue Company, another free-to-play game which was scheduled to be released right now. But sadly, that has been held off for the time being and replaced with an early adopter pack, which costs money. It's a great game, by the way, but let's talk about it once it goes free to play. The next game is Paraiso Island, probably the worst name of a video game ever, right? Try this then. Have you heard of Animal Crossing? Well, here is an attempt to recreate that formula on PS4. You'll be set up on an island which has a real-time day-night cycle. So if it's midnight in real life, it's midnight in the game too. The island will fill up with other animals to create a village, and your job is to live alongside them and craft items to upgrade your home and theirs too. What genre would this be then? A life simulator, I guess? We'll be planting and harvesting fruit, we'll be going fishing, and just generally chilling out with your islanders. I think the main reason I'm including this game on the list this time around is because any money that's spent in the game will go to real-world charities, which may make me forgive how clunky the game feels at present. Ultimately, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, or you can't afford Animal Crossing, try Paraiso Island. Or not. It's your life. Next we have Fantasy Strike, a Street Fighter inspired one-on-one fighting game. There's a ton of characters to choose from and the game is super easy to play, but dedication is needed to master the intricate timing of some skills. Online fighting games usually fail due to their poor netcoding, so a great deal of time and effort has gone into the netcode for Fantasy Strike as it tries to be recognised alongside juggernauts of fighters like Tekken, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. The free-to-play update dropped in July 2020, which gives us access to all fighters, including 2 brand new characters, Cyrus Quince and General Onimaru. And the roster will continue to grow. There is a subscription model in place to let the game make money, but the free version comes with online casual, ranked, practice and versus AI modes, and there's a whole bunch of cosmetic items too. There are some game modes locked away for paying customers only, and that includes local battles, so don't expect to be playing this on a couch with your best mate. Here's the strangest brands I've ever seen join forces. World of Tanks and World Wrestling Entertainment. I shizzle you not. The war simulator based around tank warfare has a crossover with WWE SummerSlam. I know you've always wanted to take Stone Cold Steve Austin into war in a tank, right? Well, now you can. Becky Lynch is here too, and The Undertaker, and Andre the Giant. And the Sergeant Slaughter too. Okay, that one sorta makes sense. My main point here though is that World of Tanks continues to maintain a strong user base, and with deals like this, the future looks good. I tried my best to see if John Cena was here too, but I couldn't see anything. Here's one I can't believe we've never added to a free game list before, Call of Duty Warzone. If you haven't heard of this, you've been living under a rock. A completely free-to-play battle royale game, which is great. The skill here is choosing the right loadout and understanding lines of sight, as we are not able to build in this one. The loadouts can all be earned completely free, but I have to say there is a hidden pay-to-win element utilised throughout this game. This is in two ways. Firstly, the meta weapons usually require egregious unlocks. So, for example, the Bruin LMG, which is the main choice of weapon right now, requires the player to eliminate 3 players near smoke in one match. Tough, but not impossible, right? Well, this must be done 15 times. Free-to-play players are at a serious disadvantage from those who own the game, who can do this in many other different modes. And to double down on this point, if you don't want to waste your time unlocking the weapon to be even on the battlefield, you can pay for it instead. It's very predatory, but the game is also very, very good. And with game modes utilising up to 200 players, there is action constantly. I want to dislike this game, but I can't. It's so good. So grab a squad for this one. This is going to be here for years to come. You either pay your way to stay equal, or you grind it out. That looks like that's the way it's going to be. The next game is Rocket League. So first, let me state, as I'm writing this, it is not available yet, but it is planned to drop any day, potentially without notice over the summer months. So instead of waiting 6 months for the next episode, I'm going to bring it to your attention now. Keep an eye on this one. Rocket League is going free. It's been a paid experience for 5 years, the football car racing arcade extravaganza. It was groundbreaking in its day, and the competitive scene surrounding the game grew massively. But now it's time to go free to play. And you've likely already got this game, so here's something for you. You get more free stuff on the day the game switches to free to play. More than 200 legacy items will be available to you, the Golden Cosmos boost, the Daichioro wheels, and the Huntress player banner. It's pretty cool when a game switches to free to play, they still reward those who have been there from the start. I like this. Anyway, once I know exactly when Rocket League goes free to play, I'll update the description below. The next game is Island Saver, a game made by a bank. This is a game designed to teach players about saving, and get this part, there's even a taxman who takes a proportion of your hard-earned cash. This game is real life in a nutshell. But the gameplay itself is about saving the world. It's about cleaning up the beaches and rescuing animals in return for money and coins. Playing longer, you'll access other areas, and remember, all the while, you're learning how the government takes your money away. I wish I learned about that at school. The next game, which is currently free to play, is Final Fantasy XIV Online, which is actually a trial version, which cuts off at level 35. Well, as of now, this has been extended to level 60, meaning you can play up to around 50 hours, I'd say, for free, including all content. Nothing is blocked from you at all. If you don't know Final Fantasy XIV, it's an MMORPG, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, which began life 10 years ago. As the name suggests, this is a fantasy world in which you choose a server for your character to live in. It's a perpetual place which continues to exist when you log off. Each mission will ultimately lead to fights, and therefore you must choose a class, a healer, a tank, or maybe DPS. This kind of thing gets deep quick, so I'm going to leave it there. But if you want to play Final Fantasy for free for at least 50 hours, here's your opportunity. Next, we have the full release of Don't Even Think. It's another battle royale shooter, but this time with a werewolf twist. You'll be either a military badass combatant like you're used to in most of the other games, attempting to be the last survivor, or you'll be a were-being tasked with taking everyone down before they escape. It's a unique approach on BR, but I have to admit, it was in a pretty bad place 2 months ago, so please let me know if you've tried this since the full release, and should we all give it another go? Is Werewolf BR a good thing to play? I'm not sure. So there we have it, 10 more free-to-play games on your PS4 should you need something different to play without spending any more cash. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade, it's been a pleasure. Like usual, I'll keep you up to date on all free-to-play games as they release. See ya!